So recently I've been playing a lot of Godzilla City Smash because surprisingly it's really easy to gain trophies from this event. Over the past few days I managed to gain like somewhere around 400 trophies, and it was all thanks to playing as Colt. Now I've seen a lot of people playing as Rico or maybe Frank because their mutated abilities are honestly really good, but personally I think Colt is easily as good as well. So going over my loadout, my gadget is Speed Loader because being able to reload fully is always a nice thing to have. For my first gear, I decided to go with health because I found myself getting hurt quite often, so I decided to switch this from the damage boost. For my second gear, I went with reload speed because a 50% faster reload is again always nice to have. And finally, for my star power, I'm going to be using slick boots for a 13% movement increase, which is going to be really helpful, especially getting around the map. And I also have my hypercharge unlocked, which increases the width of my bullet storm by 120% and also an increase in speed, damage, and shield. So with all that said, let's see how many matches I can win as Colt. So in this first match, I tried to attack these buildings in front of me just to do some damage, and unfortunately this Frank comes around and I thought I was able to defeat him, but unfortunately he just does too much damage. This time I decided to go to the right side, and as you can see it gets really crazy because Rico's mutated ability is just overpowered, but I do manage to survive and do some damage over on this side. Speaking of damage, Colt is surprisingly good against Godzilla because he's able to get his star power relatively easy, but here I decided to go as Godzilla, so I couldn't really show that. At this point they only have one building left, so I go to the left side, and for some reason I think this Frank noticed me, but he just didn't attack me, so it left the building wide open for an easy victory. In my next match, I also used the same strategy, and this time I also attacked Godzilla, making sure that he doesn't come over to this side. Shortly after dealing with him, I decided to attack these buildings over to the left side until this Rico respawns, and I had no intentions of fighting him, so I just run away. Instead of attacking the remaining buildings as Colt, I decided to go as Godzilla, and thankfully I get a speed boost from Max, so it made things a bit more easy. At this point, this Colt ironically was my biggest threat, and I did manage to get my atomic breath in time to destroy the buildings just as soon as I died. In my third match, same as always, I attack these buildings just to get them out of the way. Unfortunately, I get bitch slapped by this BB, but I come back with a vengeance and take both her and Godzilla out with my star power. And then all of a sudden, the match ends as quickly as it started. And finally, in my fourth match, I try to play as Godzilla to see how many buildings I can destroy, but that didn't go so well. On my second try, it went a bit better, but just like last time, the game already ended as soon as it started. So yeah, Colt is surprisingly a really good brawler to play. I know there are definitely better brawlers than him, but if you happen to have a maxed out Colt along with his mutation, definitely give him a try. I'm sure he'll give you some pleasant results. But anyways, have a good day.